6 months of jail time if your dog attacks. It is strong punishment, but it is what one city councilman would like to see.
Chris Seelbach wants jail time and a fine for the worst attacks. Local 12's Paula Toti talked to dog owners tonight and got their opinions on the possible ordinance.
Dog owners have very strong opinions about these sorts of laws. This is Baxter, and Baxter's actually been attacked by another dog. You can see Baxter wouldn't attack anything. Baxter's owner says these kinds of laws, not so sure.
It's something that is very frightening, but I think jailing the owner of the dog is a bit of a harsh sentence.
Ashley Daisley says she never thought about jailing the owner of the dog that attacked her little dog, but maybe she'd feel differently if the dog hurt a person. But as for animals with each other,
they fight over everything.
But it was the owners of larger dogs and so-called bully breeds that said,
you know, you have to train your dog and you have to be responsible for it. So, but yeah, it comes back on the owner. But they are animals when it comes down to it, so you just have to be careful.
Cincinnati City Council member Chris Seelbach says steep fines and jail time would be reserved for truly irresponsible owners. To get the maximum sentence, he imagines it would mean an owner was involved in something unlawful like drug activity. While pit bull owner George Horsting says that makes sense, he wonders if the law would have an impact.
It's unlikely that if they're choosing to engage in such riskful activities that they would care about a fine like that.
Currently in Cincinnati, an owner with an offending dog gets no punishment for that crime on a first offense. Prosecutors have slapped them with things like state leash laws as punishment.
But what we're saying and what the prosecutors say will help is the first time, if it's warranted, then a person can be charged for the dog injuring or severely injuring a person or another pet.
I think that you should be in control of your animal, but they are animals. You know, how are you going to legislate that behavior?
One thing's for sure, there's definitely a trend around the country to take a closer look at anything that has to do with dog attacks and even how you define a vicious dog. Reporting from Washington Park, Paula Toti, Local 12 News.
Councilman Seelbach says he'll introduce the ordinance to City Council next week.